Headquarters 1, this will be my last radio transmission. It's been a privilege to serve the community of Bullhead City, and it's been an absolute honor to serve with the finest men and women in law enforcement, the Bullhead City Police Department. Good luck and Godspeed to all of you.
Ridiculous. I can't believe it actually happens.
And he is our current chief of police for the city of Bullhead City.
Today I want to talk to you about truth.
I don't have to tell you, we've spoke about it before. I've spoke about it with Jason before. It's put a lot of stress on me, and to have my officers tell me that Sean Watson came and told me that Marv Harris came to him and said for him not to trust me because I'm a thief. I have a way of dealing with things, and my initial reaction was want to approach Marv head on. And I did approach Brad head on when I heard what he and his SWAT team members were saying about me. That's no secret.
Yes. The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's Donkey of the Day today?
Donkey of the Day for Friday, October 28th goes to police in Bullhead City. Bullhead City is a city in Arizona who we probably have never, ever mentioned on Breakfast Club before, but they're getting their first mention on Donkey of the Day like this. Apologies, Bullhead City. I wish we didn't have to meet like this, but your police are tripping.
Hey, Ed. Okay, so I've made contact with the lady and a gentleman that was here. I went up and talked to her. I said, what are you doing? She goes, I'm just bringing the transients some food. They're hungry.
Yeah, so I just got I'm not on speakerphone, right?
Yeah, you are. I'll take you off.
A lot of police around the country trip, but this trip right here isn't just a trip, it's a stumble.
And I'm going to bite my tongue. I'm going to continue to bite my tongue because if I go over and I approach Marv, it's not going to end well. This is ridiculous, and that was part of the reason why I wanted to meet here as well. I don't know where Marv draws this from. He wasn't even in there at the time. And that brings up another point, and you should be aware of it, and I don't know if you are. But when Marv worked for me up there, I was tossed under the bus by the chief. He calls me down, asks me to, hey, I need your support. I want to pull Marv from the narcotics unit. Why? Because I have reason to believe that Marv was or had knowledge that this money his wife took from the FOP. I believe he knows about it. Well, if that is true, yes, you have my support and I want him out. Well, go get him. I did. We come down to his office. He tells Marv, effective immediately, you're transferred out of narcs. Marv says, may I ask you why? He goes, yeah, you can ask me why. I'm not going to tell you. So what happened from there? Pretty much Marv's position, I think, was that I had something to do with that it was me. So I'm working up there as the supervisor. Marv's buddies with Brad, Marv's buddies with Dave. All these guys are friends, and it just creates this shitstorm up there. Well, I'm responsible for getting his equipment back. I'm responsible for getting his buy money back. I'm responsible to get all this stuff back for Magnet. Marv doesn't have his buy money. He can't account for it. So take him down here. Jason knows about it. Lieutenant Duke knows about it. Chief Williamson knows about it. Captain Appleby knows about it. Everybody's trying to determine where this buy money is. He's saying it's in his backpack, which he brings every other day, but he doesn't have it that day. He's on his phone. He's doing text messages. He's doing all these things. Ultimately, his wife delivers the buy money. He's in violation of policy. In the interim of all this, Lieutenant Chastain, he says, hey, Marv got $100 in money from me up here at Kingman for an iTunes card, which I knew nothing about. I asked Marv about that. Marv says the money's in his desk. I said, let's go get it. He says he wants to go home for the day. I said, no, we're going to get your buy money. It's not in his desk. It's actually at his house. The denominations that the money comes back in aren't the same the way they were given to him. I write all of this up, give it to Lieutenant Duke. Nothing's done. I talked with Jason about this the other day. Jason's response was pretty much that it was a done deal.
You've been a great leader and a really inspiring mentor for me.
Hi, I'm Chief Brian Williamson of the Bullhead City Police Department. Are you a person of high character?
Why is that? I'm not saying you have the answer to it. I don't know if that whole situation causes Marv to say these things about me. I don't know, but wow, the pot calling the kettle black.
If people don't understand the council manager form of government, they may not understand that some of you don't know our staff, and that's by design. They work for me, but I work for you. So Robert is certainly able to, and I hope he does, introduce his team to you, including, the friendly faces in the audience, because it's an opportunity for us to get to know the people that work for you. So Robert, I'll turn it over to you. Just quickly.
I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm telling you, Robert, if this stuff continues, and I have been vocal about things, about what really happened, not the lies.
It's right across from Laughlin, Nevada. It's pretty much sunny here all the time.
You know, Brad Holdway. Why would Brad Holdway, if he has nothing to do with that case up there, and I've told this, I've expressed this to the chief, and I'm sure you've probably already heard this. Why is it that Brad Holdway asked to pay back this money that he says he has nothing to do with? I find that very, very peculiar here. You know, I'm sharing that information now since he decides he wants to lie about it, because I'm really interested to know. You know, I don't find that his answer to the chief as to why he wants to do this is a good one. Well, the last time I screwed up, when I left a UC car out in the parking lot, I was allowed to pay, Chief Head let me pay that money back, and my choices were pay the money back or have an IA. So what that tells me is, and what that should tell anybody that has common sense is, so you were wrong when you did what you did back then, and you were allowed to pay it back. So your reasoning for wanting to pay this back is why? What did you do wrong? That's what my question would be to him. But, yeah. Asking me about whether there's cameras in dispatch or not. You know, I reported all of these things through my chain of command. But when I get and have to sit down before the criminal investigators in an interview, they don't even know about it. They don't know that Brad asks to meet with the chief of police to pay back the money. They were shocked. They had to call Brad in for a second interview. They don't know about him asking about cameras and dispatch. How do we not share that information?
The truth is, for the first time in American history, this generation, Generation Z, your generation, will inherit this country worse off than the previous generation.
This is a very disappointing turn of events for the...
Please give the city of Bullhead and the police department of Bullhead City the sweet sounds of the Hamiltons.
Oh, now you are the donkey of the day.